¿Cómo andan, gente? Voy a hacer la introducción en español, después vamos a seguir en inglés. John solamente habla inglés, así que voy a hacer la introducción. Muy amigo mío, lo conocí hace más o menos 3 años en una convención en el Mastermind de Pace Morby y quedamos muy buenos amigos. Él vende muchas propiedades en Florida, así que nada. Thank you very much, John, to be here. I introduce yourself to my Hispanic community. Welcome to the podcast. You are a friend of mine. We met on the mastermind in the Sub 2 mastermind, right?
I think we met at just one of the maybe it was like the golden ticket event or something, just some random.
We met at the golden ticket, and I on Jamil.
Yeah. We met somewhere in Arizona at one of the many real estate meetups.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about yourself. I know that you sold over 200 deals so far. And yeah, it's awesome. You sell everything in Florida. So all the people here right now, they are trying to enter in Florida. You are the best guy to connect, in Florida. So introduce yourself a little bit and we go from there.
All right, sweet. So my name is John Galan. I was used to be a CPA for about 4 years. And then I decided that I didn't want to do that with my life anymore. I wanted to get into real estate because most of the high net worth individuals, tax returns that I was doing, they were all keeping their money through real estate. I did not have any plans to wholesale. It just kind of was something that fell into my lap, I would say. And I decided to just go full force in there. I was doing that in the middle of busy season, got a deal done. And I was like, all right, I'm done with my W-2. Quit my job. I think it was June 23rd of 2022. And was going full-time into wholesaling. At that point, I'd done one deal. And then around October of that year of 2022, I started building up a team. And basically from then on, now year to date, I don't know the exact number, but I know it's over 200 transactions done. And I have now a team of 18 people. And I only wholesale in Florida, only cash deals in Florida.
When I met you, you are just start picking up.
Yep.
I remember. What method you was doing at the moment? You was doing direct to agent.
Yeah, so we're still doing that. I mean, that was the one thing that I came up on was direct to agent, and then just from being loud in the communities and everything, I started then working with other wholesalers. So we do a lot of other deals with other wholesalers, which is also why I have done a lot of volume because I'm getting 50 leads a day from other wholesalers. That we have to, vet through to see if it works. So that's why we're doing a lot of that. We just started going direct to seller this year, building up our cold calling side of things. But it only makes sense for us to go with the cheap side, which is agents, the free side, which is other wholesalers, and then the expensive side, which is direct to seller. We might as well get all 3 marketing channels going. So that's what we're doing.
Okay, amazing. So there is a lot of people here that maybe they know what is wholesaling, but they don't know too much about direct to seller, direct to agent. Do you want to tell us a little bit about how much money you have to spend if you are doing direct to agent, direct to seller, so they can understand a little bit more?
Yeah, so direct to agent, you don't actually have to spend any money on direct to agent. You could get free CRMs like a Podio, you could use a Google Sheets, and you could use your cell phone to dial. You could also get an agent list or find deals listed on free services like Redfin, Realtor, Zillow. So technically you could do that for free. It's just your cell phone bill that you're paying for regardless, right? Would I recommend that in the beginning? No, if I had a couple $100s to spend, I'd probably buy myself a CRM. That's like the thing I'd buy first, not any software. I'd get a CRM so I could have my follow-ups automated and kind of tasks up to date and all contacts in one spot. So you could do that for $0 to, $300 a month. Depending on what CRM you get. Yeah, max. Direct to seller, different. You're going to need a dialer. You're not going to want to do your cell phone because you're going to be doing a lot of calls in the beginning, or you're going to be sending a lot of text messages, so text blasting. You're also going to have to start pulling lists and skip tracing. So I could say for direct to seller, you're looking at anywhere from, I don't know, maybe $600 to like $1,000 a month if you're kind of keeping it lean with just skip tracing and a dialer. So that's your overhead cost. It's 600 to 1,000 compared to 0 to 300.
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about, because you start with direct to agent, how was the process on going $0 out of marketing and going to start doing deals, and now you're spending some money in marketing, I think, and you have 18 people working for you right now, so it's a lot of people. Tell us a little bit about how was the process, and because the first deal is the most difficult deal that you are going to be doing right now. So
Oh, for sure. The first deal is by far the most difficult. Once you get that first deal done, you kind of have that proof of concept. I basically was all over the place. It was like I started doing different markets. I was doing direct to seller, direct to agent. I was kind of doing everything. I got that first deal done. Still didn't have a kind of like path. And then I decided like, hey, let me just focus in one market, Florida, and just do one thing, direct to agent. Because everything I've listened to, everybody says get really good at one thing, right? So it's like, let me just get really good at direct to agent in Florida. So I started doing that, did a couple of deals, had to cancel my first 15 contracts, but kept going, right? And then
you cancel 15 fucking contracts, guys.
15. Yeah, I had to do 3 in one day, one right after the other. It was like I'll never forget this day because I was just like, I was like beat down. I was like, oh my God, dude. I had to cancel that week. I had to cancel like 5 contracts. And on Friday, I had to cancel 3 in a row. So I called up an agent, canceled the contract, called up the next agent, canceled that contract, called up the next agent, and canceled that contract. And then I went to go have dinner. But I mean, I just kept going because a lot of this, any business, it's all mindset, right? Like if you have the belief it's going to work out, nothing's ever going to deter you, no matter how much rejection you get or how many things don't go the way you want them to go. You're still just going to keep on moving. It's just another day, a learning process, right? So I kept going, built a team, did it completely wrong. I didn't have any SOPs. I had no documentation, no training process, no onboarding process. So I did a lot of hands-on training, which was the worst thing I could have done. Built the team up, started learning how to manage instead of learning how to wholesale now I'm learning how to manage people and lead people, how to like really give feedback and all this stuff. So started building my team up from there. And then now I'm just getting the processes finally like ironed out so where I could do, 10, 20 deals a month without me even having to look at my computer.
Okay. So for people that they don't know what you are talking about, what is a SOP?
Stands for standard operating procedures. It's just basically it's like a rule book of how you do this certain task or certain position, right? It could be like, it could either be, you could do a video of you recording yourself doing it, and then you could document that in like a Word document. And it's like, hey, step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do this, right? If this happens, do this. Here's a workflow type of thing you could do. So it's just like, it's a manual for the position, essentially.
Yeah, so you don't have to be, every time that you have someone on the team, you have to be explaining what they have to do. If you have a really good SOP, you just pull someone in and you can manage him a little bit with maybe a VA, and he will be understanding what they have to do. So now you're talking to me that you was like doing direct to agent, managing some people right now, redoing your business. And how do you scale to like 1 deal a month? Because you are on 1 deal a month, how do you scale to 5 deals a month?
A lot of it was focusing on the one thing, right? Like in the beginning, I was just doing agents. I wasn't trying to sell my own deals. I wasn't trying to go direct to seller. I wasn't trying to go into different markets. Like a lot of the times, like doing multiple deals in the beginning, you're gonna have to rely on other people, right? If I try to sell all my deals, that means I'm gonna have to pause outreach and I'm gonna start selling. And then at that point, I'm not gonna have consistency to where I'd be able to do more than 2 or 3 deals a month because there's only so much time I have in the day. And if I have contracts I have to sell, if I spend all my time there, my pipeline dries up. So you leverage other people to help sell your deal so you can keep on building that pipeline up. That's how you start getting consistency. And then you just start delegating things that you're doing to like a VA or to another person. Maybe they're going to make the calls for you. And then the time that you free up from delegating, you start doing other parts of the business. So now maybe if I free up 2 hours a day because I delegated some admin work, I could spend that extra 2 hours selling my deals now, right? And then eventually I'll free up calling. And now I freed up 4 hours of my day. And now I can spend 4 hours of my day talking to buyers, selling all my deals, maybe talking to wholesalers. So it's just like cognizant of what you're doing, delegate to buy back your time, and then spend that new free time doing other aspects of the business. And then you start building your team.
Love it. Now you are one of the most biggest like buyers. You have the biggest buyers in all Florida, right? Tell us a little bit about how did you find those buyers and how do you make the relationship? Because this is a relationship game that maybe not everyone knows, right? Maybe you want to talk a little bit about that because you are my guy on Florida. I know how to sell deals, but for someone that is starting, you can sell everything. If you cannot sell it, no one can sell it, basically. So
I appreciate that. But like you said, it's relationships. I mean, look, even with us, right? Like me and you, I haven't seen you in maybe a year, right? But
2
like,
years, bro.
yeah, maybe even that long. I haven't seen you in person in at least 2 years. But like, we've had a relationship. Every time we met, we've had a great relationship. So like, even if I'm not there, like I'm still on your mind, right? And vice versa. And you're like, hey, I know that John does a good business, right? So like with buyers, you want to do good. Buyers are your customers, right? If you look at them as the opposite, or if they're not on the same team as you, you're going to treat them a little differently. You want to build relationships by listening to what the customer wants. Your customer doesn't want a 1920-2-1 in Tampa if they're only buying 1950 plus 3-2s in Orlando, right? So if you're going to send them Tampa deals and they said, I'm only looking in Orlando, you're not listening to them. So you want to, one, pay attention and listen to what they're saying. They want to feel heard from you. So if you only send them their specific buy box deals, that's one way to also build good relationships, because they're like, hey, finally a wholesaler that isn't just sending me everything on their list. They're only sending me what I look for. And then you take the time to talk to them, figure out their exit strategies, talk to them about the deal. Oh, what are you seeing? What's your ARV? Okay, got it. You become like friendly with them. And eventually, like, we're partnering with 2 of our buyers on new development deals. We bought the land cash. They're going to be doing all the building, right? All of the development. Right. They're doing everything. They're doing the ground up construction, everything. We're going to be learning. So it's educational for us, and we're learning with our buyers. So we're doing deals with our buyers. We refer to them. We have a list of like hard money lenders, title companies, attorneys. So if they ever get in a pickle with anything, we could be a one-stop shop for any sort of resource for them. So it's always like, how can we provide the best service to our customer? And as a result, they're going to remember and they're going to like doing business with us. You know, and we listen to them. So like, we pay attention to what they're doing. We check up on them. We want to make sure that they're not like, we'll take a cut on our fee if the deal's tight for them and we know that they're stretching for us. Hey, don't worry about it. We'll make $3K less. I want you to be okay, so you could keep buying more deals from me. So you have them first.
And as you told, it's a relationship game. Maybe you lose $3K that you was going to win, and on a deal he buy $5K plus that you send it to him.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more. I'm super interested about the things that you're talking that you're going to be building. You partner up with someone, a buyer of you.
Yep.
You are a wholesaler now. You are going into the developer side without putting money. You didn't put you buy the land, right? Okay.
So it's funny. Like, we actually have one buyer who's now one of our closers for direct to seller. So we converted a buyer onto our team, and then we have another buyer who's a big developer in Florida. And we told him we were interested in new development, so we were talking to him about it. We have this piece of land that he was going to buy. We said, hey, let's JV on it. We'll buy the land cash. Right? We'll put up our own cash for that. We just want to learn from you. So we'll both be on title. We'll both be on the deed. It'll be 50% us, 50% you. And then this way we could start getting like some experience for like the loan side of things. So when we want to get loans in the future, we already have deals under our belt. And so he's keeping us, every development, it's like, all right, hey guys, we have a meeting with the architect. This is what we're going over. Here's the plans. Hey guys, we have to call the city and do this, that. So we're learning hands-on experience on our own project. Then we had another piece of land that we got that we're like, hey, this makes sense for us to take down and partner with. So instead of wholesaling this deal, we're buying it. We're closing at the end of the month. We're going to knock down the house. We're going to build a 2-story house and an ADU in the back. And that one, we're going to keep that. We're going to rent that out. So we're going to build to rent. And we're partnering with the same developer on that as well.
You are going to be refinance that one, basically?
Yep. Build it up, refi, hopefully cash out, and then like, I'm cool to just break even or have a little bit of money in the deal.
Yeah.
And then it's an up and coming area in St. Pete, because we can tell that because we see some developers coming into the area right now where there's not too much new build activity, but the new activity are some of like the more of like, not like the cookie cutter builders, you know what I mean? Where like DR Horton's is just building everything, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's a smaller niche builder that usually comes in at the beginning. So we see him building there. We're like, that's going to be in 5 years, it's going to be a hot spot. So we have the land. You can't get land for under, $80K in St. Pete, like in a good area.
Yeah.
So we got the land at 70,000, and he's going to partner with us, and we're going to build and hold it.
For the people that they don't know, because you can do a lot of things, exit strategy here you're talking that you JV like innovation, that you're going to be doing a refi, or you wholesaling without money. What is a refi? How do you buy a house? Basically using your money, but at the end of the sale, not the end of the sale, but when you refinance, you keep all your money and you hold the house.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
So the house there has to be value add, right? It can't be a fully remodeled house, right? It can't be a house that needs no work, because you're basically buying at a retail value. So there's no spread. There's no like equity spread. You know what I'm saying? Kind of,
Yeah.
Because you can't build up any equity, force any equity if it's already fully done. So you need a house that needs work done, or like in our case, we have a piece of property that it's like a really bad house, has a hole in the roof, all this stuff, and we're buying the land. We're going to get a construction loan, put the money into it. We know what the house is worth after, right? So as long as whatever we put into the deal is going to be less than, let's just call it, let's just 70%. Say we get 70%. Right. Let's say we get a 70% refi. As long as 70% of what it appraises for once we're done is more than all we put into it, we'll actually make money on the build, right? Or so we might just leave some money in.
Having a new house and making money, basically cash flowing every single month.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. And like, even if you fix and flip, if it's called the BRRRR strategy, where it's like you buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat type of thing.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have a house that you could get for cheap because it needs work, you put in the work, and then as long as it appraises for a certain value, you get a new mortgage on it. You pay off your hard money lender or your private money lender, whoever it is. Right. If you put in $250,000 all together, your purchase, all of your loan costs, everything else, right? $250,000, and you refinance, so you get a new loan. It's going to be more an agency loan, like basically you're going to get from a mortgage, like a bank, right?
Yeah. Like a bank.
And if you refinance and the 70 or 80% of the value of the house is like $280,000, you actually made $30,000 on that. The $280,000 minus the $250,000, that's $30K. That's a cash out refi.
You make $30,000 and you hold the house forever, basically.
Yeah, you got paid $30,000. You got paid $30,000 to hold the house. You have infinite returns on that.
Infinite return.
Yeah.
And you don't have to use you don't need money to do something like that either.
No, I mean, even if you're doing hard money, right? You could finance the hard money with like a private money lender. Even you could be like, hey, I have you have to put $30K down as a down payment because my lenders only give me 70% loan to cost. So I need $30K. And now you could work out a deal with like a private money lender or even a private money partner that could split in the equity of the deal.
Yeah. Why you need a private money lender if you can get someone in, give some equity into the deal, and you don't need to pay interest on the money. He just hold equity on the house, and it's a good investment for him. So
yeah, and it all depends on like what's your situation currently? What do you want to do with this deal? Right? Do you care about maybe dishing out some money right now and then getting it all back in 100% equity later? Would you rather not come out of pocket anything and then split the equity 50-50? You know what I mean? Like, it's really going to be up to you, but you could get creative with anything in real estate. That's the beauty of it.
Love it. There is like 25 people right now live, and probably 24 didn't make the first deal. I know Juan is here, and we closed on a short sale last week.
Oh, nice.
So I know that Juan did a deal, but what do you recommend? What will be the process to get your first deal? No money, you don't have money, you're in Argentina, or whatever part in the US or whatever, you don't have money and you want to start.
Yeah. Well, first, congratulations, Juan. First deal it's a milestone. You know what I mean? And after that, as long as you just stay consistent and you do what you did, you'll consistently get some deals done. What I would recommend before you do anything, these are the first 3 things I recommend you do, even if you've done a first deal, but you have no game plan. This is what I recommend. First, what is your intention with wholesaling, right? Do you plan on building a business? Do you plan on only doing a couple of deals because what you really want to do is just get some more capital to quit your job and then start your fix and flip business? Or do you want to just get 20K a month coming in so you could fund another avenue of the business? Do you plan on building a large company, small company, medium company? What is your intention with wholesaling? You have to know what your destination is with wholesaling. If you don't, you're not going to have a roadmap because there's no destination. You can't put in directions on Waze or like a GPS if you don't have a destination. So just like you can't build a business roadmap if you don't have a destination for the business. So if you don't have an idea of where your wholesaling business is going to go, it's going to be very tough to know what's the right thing to do. So the first thing is, what is your intention, right? The next thing is, what is your market? I would not go and do multiple markets in the beginning, because it's very easy to get the shiny object syndrome everywhere. It's going to be harder for you to stay focused. And also, the more specific you are to a market, the more you know the numbers, the more you know the players, the more you might be able to offer more than other people that don't know the market as much because you know the area, right? The more things you could do if you understand the market really well. You'll know the laws, you'll know the big players in the game. Like I said, you could have referral partners and all this other stuff. So picking the one market is very important. How do you pick the market? It depends on you. Again, your intentions, right? I live in New York. I didn't choose Jersey or New York because I don't really plan on doing anything in there. So I don't really have to learn the real estate market. Florida, I plan on doing stuff in Florida, like the new construction. So if I'm wholesaling, I'm going to know the market really well. So I might as well wholesale in an area that I plan on investing in at one point. So that's why I chose Florida. So once you choose your market, if it's a big state, choose a city. Start small. You start with a small radius, and then you expand your way out. I just did Tampa first, then St. Pete, then Orlando. Now I do the whole state.
You did Tampa for quite a few now.
Yep. I did Tampa for a while. And even now we're doing the whole state. We've done stuff up in Jax, Pensacola, down to Miami. Most of the deals I do is still in Tampa and St. Pete because those are my first markets. That's where I have the most connections. Once you have your intention, then you have your market, then you're going to choose your method. Are you going to go direct to seller, direct to agent, or direct to wholesaler? Direct to wholesaler is where you're gonna JV with a lot of people. So like you're gonna reach out to people and be like, you're gonna build your buyers list constantly, and you're gonna keep reaching out to other wholesalers for deals so you can start sending them out and try to get paid on that. That's direct to wholesaler. You could do direct to agent, where you're either gonna get a list of agents and cold call the agents, just saying that you're a buyer looking for properties, or you're gonna go the MLS approach, where you're gonna find a bunch of listings that are outdated or distressed. You're going to call the listing agent directly, talk about the property, and then make some offers on that. So you can go direct to agent, or you're going to go direct to seller, where you're either going to, honestly, I'd start off with either text blasting, cold calling, or direct mail. I choose one of the 3. Get really good at one of the 3 only first, and then start building from there. So that's what you have to choose. Once you make that decision, let's just say I want to build a 5 to 10 man operation only in one market, and I want to be doing 100K a month gross. Okay, I have my intention. Next is I pick my market. I just said, actually, I don't know if did I just say market?
Yeah.
Let's just say Tampa. I want to do it in just Tampa Bay, which is Tampa and St. Petersburg. All right, now I have my market. Now my method. I'm going to go direct to agent because I like the referral space. I like building connection with agents. I don't really like talking to sellers. So I'm just going to go direct to agent, and I'm going to call on listings. Boom. Now I have my plan. I'm going to do that for at least 90 days consistently. And I'll get a deal.
And you will get a deal.
You will get a deal.
There is no doubt about it. And if you connect with other people that they are doing the business, like John is always like, you're not going to talk to John like say, hey, I might have a deal. No, if you came like, I have a seller that he's interested in selling, he will be helping you. The team will be helping you. Like he will let you close the deal. Same as me. we do JV deals all the time with people that they are on the business that they don't know how to close a deal. They came to us, we sell the deal, or we help the seller basically.
Yeah, and like as you're doing deals, like it's fun and it becomes like an addiction almost, because if people if people DM me and if it's just like, hey, I got questions, blah, 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 I'm like, all right, I'll get to those later. If I see like, yo, I have a deal in Tampa, boom, I answer them immediately. You know what I mean? Like right on there. I mean, speed's the name of the game. So somebody says they have oh crap, my cat's feeder went off. She's going to be meowing.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, go get it. So like speed's the name of the game. So if people are like, hey, I have a deal, I'm answering that right away. I'll connect you with my team, or I'll even give you a call and see what's up. And then, we'll make it happen from there.
Nope. So for all the people, you have the 3 steps that you have to do. You have John Instagram right there. He will reply. And we start like that as well. I start doing direct to agent and did a couple deals. One deal was really, really good that the agent was the seller, and we did quite a few money. And it's really cool when you are doing only one market that the area. That's amazing, because you can pay more to the seller and get a buyer right away without on the first 24 hours that you have the deal, you sold it. So that's great.
Yeah. And you also, it also makes underwriting so much easier too. Like if somebody sends me a deal in Port Richey and it's like almost around 1,000 square feet and it's like a 2-1, I'm like, all right, I already know ARV on that thing's like 230, like without even underwriting it. I already know it's 230. It almost always is every single time. So let me just see the pictures. All right, get it at this without even opening up the map. Right. So like you'll understand the markets as well, and you'll be able to underwrite deals like that.
Love it. And you're just planning to move to Florida, or what's your steps right now when you are doing deals?
As far as like what are we like? What does the team do?
Yeah, what the team looks like right now, because you told me you have 18 people.
Yep.
I want to know like what's the actual structure of the company. So
yeah.
The people.
So I have me and my business partner Helena. I'm more on like the acquisition side of things, and right now I'm doing a lot more on the business stuff because she's selling a lot of the deals. So
She's a lot.
yeah, she sells a lot of deals. We have 4 acquisitions reps. We have 2 doing on-market agent on-market, 2 doing agent off-market. We just started building our direct-to-seller side. So we have 2 cold callers, 1 lead manager, and then 1 closer.
Okay.
And then on the JV side, I have one guy who's just managing like the email, who's managing the other wholesaler conversations, and like getting back to people on deals and stuff. So I have 1 guy doing that. So that's the acquisition side of things. Then on the dispo side, we just hired 2 dispo reps. We have 2 dispo VAs, and then we have my business partner Helena, and then we have 2 underwriters. One of them is one of our integrators. The other one's a full-time underwriter. And then we have, I think, 1, 2, 3 admin VAs. One does all of the paperwork and updates certain things. The other one's doing a lot of getting a lot of the lists ready for the direct-to-agent side of things, cleaning up workflows and preparing stuff for dispo. And the other guy's doing all the skip tracing and other ad hoc projects that we have.
So how much? What is the average assignment fee that you're having right now with this volume?
Hold on. So I also track everything, which is another thing. Like tracking stuff is very important too, because now I can know basically all the aspects of the business. So the average agent deal is about 16,500.
Okay.
The average JV deal is about 8,000.
Okay. I'm going to take notes here so people can know.
Yeah.
And direct to seller?
Direct to seller is brand new. We've only done 1 direct to seller deal. That was 15,000. But we want to, so what we want to shoot for is agent deal 20K, micro flip, your JV deals 10K, and direct to seller 25K. That's what we want to hit.
What method would you recommend to someone right now? Because Their methods, like always, when we started, was direct to agent, right? And like everyone was doing direct to agent. No one, everyone say it's direct to seller is shit. So yeah, like what do you recommend right now?
I think so. I've tried all of them. It depends on your personality, I would say. Like me personally, I wouldn't be. I don't like direct to seller just because I don't have the patience for the
A lot of
phone call.
follow-ups.
Yeah, I don't have and like the phone calls could be a little bit longer, right? It's a lot of the dial time. I'm not crazy about all that, but there are people that absolutely love, like Pace. Pace loves sellers. He's not as big at talking to agents. Jamil loves agents, not as big as talking to sellers. Brent loves sellers. Honestly, I think Brent loves talking to anybody, sellers and agents. So
Yeah.
he's like right in the middle. But like, yeah, I enjoy talking to agents because it's a quicker conversation. I get to the point what I want to do, and I can negotiate the deal rather quickly. And plus, we're already dealing with somebody that wants to sell. That's another thing. So I don't have to wait. It's not like a 6-month waiting period for them to decide to sell. These people already decided to sell. They're listing with an agent. So it's like, all right, let's get to the negotiations. Let's do it. And I like the referral part of it. So if I could do multiple deals with an agent a month, where I can maybe do one deal with a seller. Now the margins are bigger, but again, I didn't care about that. So that's me. I also really like working with wholesalers now too. So I'm more talk to wholesalers than agents now at this point. But it depends on you. You know what I mean? Like you might be like, you know what? I like building rapport with sellers. I like being able to be the first person there and helping the seller out with a problem. And I don't really like dealing with the agent. I like dealing with the person who's making the decision, who's in the situation. I'm going to go direct to the seller. So not one method is not better than the other one, I would say.
It's just, what do you feel more comfortable doing it? Yeah.
Exactly.
I really don't like to talk to sellers, and we are just doing direct to seller right now. My partner loves talk to sellers, so we have a really good team
Yeah.
of people. But our conversion rate is like 4 months.
Yeah.
The first contact that we had that they were interested in is like 4 months.
Right.
So if you don't have patience and follow-ups and a really good CRM that can follow up and put the task on the same day that they are asking or early, it's really difficult to have a deal direct to seller. It's really difficult.
Like even with the agents too, like even if I'm following up on a deal, like I might have a 5-month conversion rate with that specific address, but during those 5 months, they might have something else come up that I'm able to get on the contract and close on before I even get to the house I originally followed up with. So, like I said, I agree. It's a matter of preference. Like if you like to do one method, do the one method that you like doing. I try them all. I more enjoy the agent side of things.
You are the king of agents, so give us a give us like a step process of how to get your first contract with agents. What would you do? Where would you be your KPIs? And everyone take notes. Tome
So
nota.
I would say it depends on if you're doing agent off market or if you're doing agent on market. So a lot of people don't every time people say like, hey, agent outreach, right? Which agent? There's 2 ways of doing agent outreach. The off market approach, like I said, is you download a list of agents. You can either text blast them, make appointments and call them, or you just cold call them and you're saying, hey, I'm looking for deals. I'm looking for a property in, Florida. That is, I'm looking for a house that needs some work. I need to keep my crews busy. Do you got anything I could look at right now, preferably off market? So you're going more for the off market pocket listings when you do that, right? And you're building connections that way. So if you're doing off market, you really want to have at least 50 conversations with, and these are full-time KPIs. If you're part-time, cut it in half. 50 conversations with agents, right? So you want to talk to 50 people and hopefully get about like 30 to 35 new relationships. So that means that out of the 50, 30 or 35 of them are cool with you following up and they're cool with sending you deals. And then eventually you're going to want to get like 1 to 2 pure off-market addresses a day.
What? Sorry, can you repeat that?
1 to 2 pure off-market addresses a day. And by pure off-market, I mean it's actually that agent's pocket listing. It's not a wholesaler that sent them a deal. It's not their friends got a deal. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I have this deal coming up. I'm going to list it on Tuesday next week. Here it is. Are you interested?
Okay.
That's a pure off market. Now, if you're going agent on market, I would say it's more offer focused. So you want to be doing I would say at least 10 offers a day. And that includes follow-up offers and new offers. So if I make 7 follow-ups and only 3 new offers, I still hit my 10 offers a day. And those could also count verbally. I like verbal offers more than written. I think there's just more power in the verbal because you can negotiate, talk to them on the phone, go over things, like really, really negotiate that offer. And there's a lot more depth behind that offer than if I call and give a 300 offer, or you get a email from 17 other people around the same price that you never spoke to. My 300K offer is going to have more confidence in it.
Facts.
So I like verbal offers and then converting those into written. But it's just 10 verbal / written offers a day.
And how many days or months do you recommend at least?
How many say it again?
Like how many days or month do you recommend to do this? At least 90 days, 6 months, 180?
At the very least 90 days. I mean, it could take people a month to get their first deal. It could take people 4 months, 5 months to get their first deal. But you got to give anything 90 days to at least build a pipeline and start getting consistent results. And then at that point, you might have fallen in love with the process. I mean, don't be attached to the check, because every time you get the check, you're gonna have to restart, and your only way you'll be happy doing this is if you're getting paid. So if you actually enjoy the process, it won't matter. You're just gonna be like, hey, I'm just gonna keep doing this because this is my life now. I love it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like when you are doing this, consistency is not luck. Like after 90 days and you continually doing every single day, it's not luck. You will have a contract. And when you are doing less than 90 days, like your goal is to have a contract in less than 80 days, it's a little bit of luck. Like let's be real. You can have a contract in 10 days. You start calling and you have a contract in 10 days. I see that with Juan Pablo. He got her first deal in like 10 days of cold calling, but that's not normal. Like it can happen. It can happen. He make like 15,000 in one deal in 10 days, right? But it's not normal. So you have to be prepared for like the hard road to be there, to get your first contract, not like the easy steps.
To be honest with you, I almost prefer to get the hard road and not get an immediate win, because it kind of skews like your perception of this thing. Like if you get an automatic win, you're going to think, hey, it's just going to take me like 7 calls to get a deal. And then if you don't get another deal for like 2 months, like you're more inclined to quit. Whereas if it takes you 6 months to get a deal and then you finally get it, like I think you're going to be in the game longer.
It happened to me. My first deal was one of the biggest of my career, and it took me 8 months to get my first deal. 8 months.
Took me like 4 or 5 months to get my first deal. And that one was not something that I was even trying for. You know what I mean? It was just like I got kind of lucky on that. Because I had no game. Dude, after I got my first deal, I was like, I don't even know how to replicate that. You know what I mean? I was like, I have no idea what to do.
No, and now you have done 200 deals. You are building brand new buildings in Florida, man. And what time of like how many years have you been on the game?
I guess in December it'll be that January. This coming January will be the start of my 3rd year.
In 3 years, guys. Fucking 3 years, he made 200 plus transaction and he's building things in Florida. How much money did you invest when you start?
Into the business?
Yes.
When I first started, I mean, my investment was, at first was zero. I invested in like coaching and mentorship, right, and learning. But it wasn't until I bought my CRM. When I was solo, I was paying, I think, $150 a month for my CRM and like $100 a month for like Privy. So I was paying like $250 a month. And then like DocuSign, which was like whatever how much that was.
Yeah.
Let's just call it. I was spending like close to $350 a month.
350 a month.
Yeah.
You did well over 7 figures in transactions.
Yeah, and then I started building a team, and the expenses went up to, they started floating around like 5 or 10, Now they're a little bit north of 30.
Yeah, but you have to invest to get money.
Yeah. Yep.
That's like, if you don't have that mindset, like, man, how much money we pay for mentorships,
Yeah.
masterminds? Like, we pay over 100K. I
Yep.
think you more because you are in the US. So, man, we
It's a
spend
lot.
like 100K in information without replicating things, and you don't want to invest $300 on your monthly to get your
Yeah.
first deal. You
And
know,
when you're building a team, the bigger your team gets and the better they get, the more your expenses are gonna rise. But you just hope that for every dollar you spend in expenses, you're getting like $2 or $3 back. It's an investment. You're investing in people. You can't build a company without people.
without people and without systems, like it's impossible.
It's literally impossible. Otherwise, if you want to be there's two distinctions that people don't really make. It's in the beginning, you're self-employed, right? You just have a high-paying job. Once you have a team to where you don't have to do anything, then you're a business owner. A lot of people call themselves a business owner when they're self-employed, right? When they're by themselves, like, yeah, no, I have a business. Like, you don't have a business actually, because if you stop, it stops. So you're self-employed. You have a high-paying job. You pay yourself. That's it. Once you have people, if I could go away for a week and it still works, I have a business at that point.
Facts. What's the biggest thing that you learn on all these masterminds? Like, what is one thing that you keep reminding yourself every single day?
Basically, whatever my focus is on, I'm gonna get. So if I'm complaining on the fact that I'm not getting deals done, I'm gonna constantly not get deals done. If I'm focused on the fact that, hey, we're always assigning deals, like I'm always finding a way to make at least 100K a month, right? Like I'm gonna find a way to make 100K a month. So just being very intentional about what my focus is on and mindset. Like it's all about the mindset. So
It's
you
all
gotta
about
be
in
really,
whatever.
really careful what you're thinking about. Yeah, because wherever your thoughts and your attention goes, the energy is going to flow. So if I'm constantly worrying about money, or I'm constantly stressing about no deals, or I'm constantly saying, oh, I always call these agents, they never pick up, they never want to deal with me, that's where my energy is going. What do you think is going to happen? Everything that I say is going to become a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Man, that happened to me today. Like, I was calling a few buyers because we have a new deal, and I want to get some buyers, some brand new buyers, and no one was picking up, and I was mad. And bro, when I'm doing a video or a live and I start calling like happy and getting shows, I can do 10 calls in less than an hour. You know, it's like the mindset is everything. You attract what you think about it. So, and there is
Yep.
one more thing that it's a little difficult um, for all the Spanish community. Your circle is really difficult to find because there is no one where I live right here, like maybe one person that I know that she did deals with me and start because of me, that is doing wholesaling in Argentina.
Yeah.
Two people.
Yeah.
So if you don't have that circle that basically give you up, it cannot be wholesaling, but it can be, I don't know, a friend that he has a small business or a big business, whatever. If you don't find that circle, it's really difficult to get things done.
Dude, the circle, it's big. That's why, like, even if you're virtual, like having those mentorships, right? It's everything, because if you don't have those like-minded individuals, your environment's going to be constantly about the people that are in the spaces that you don't want to be in, that you're trying to get out of. So if you're never around like-minded individuals or people that are in the space where you want to get to, it's going to be very hard for you to scale up and change your I guess your identity as well.
Facts. Do you want to say something to the crew? It's 45 minutes already, and there is a lot of knowledge. You can repeat this and you can make money just from seeing this video right here.
Yeah. If you're in Florida, or if you're just getting started in Florida and you're wholesaling, I only do cash transactions. I don't wholesale creative deals, just because I like to be completely done as soon as it's done, right? So I only do the cash deals. So you can reach out to my Instagram. It's right next to my name. It's at John Galan, REI. If you have deals, you could send it to that email below. That's deals@ezyres.com. And then, yeah, just reach out to me on Instagram. Any questions you have, I'm always free to answer. I go live almost every single day except for Thursdays. But other than that, yeah, I'd love to just help as many people as I possibly can.
Appreciate you for all the knowledge. Thank you very much, my friend, and hope to see you next Thursday for another. Maybe we can find buyers with John one day. So keep in touch.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, man. It was good seeing you.
Thank you.